versus AWP battle here, Dweg, but not only that, position of top 3 on the line for these two sides. It is so intense. We're just about to get started. Nemiga starting on the T side of things. Entropiq on the CT side. Interesting to see. 1 kit, 1 HE, 4 lots of Kevlar. Entropiq, all guns blazing.
It's all about trying to get the victory for Entropiq. Remember, top 5 at this event will guarantee placement over to the major. And out to this ramp position, we're seeing a heavy stack from the CTs.
Lackey firing off, wants to dip away. Nickel back in here for the response. You've still got, of course, Alien up close, but he's only good for the one. Lollipop, 21k, will pick up his first off the map. Lackey, though, dips away, even sticks around him. Ran for a bit of a cheeky overextension, but it grants him a second frag. And now Box and Lollipop, 17 points of health on the USP player. And in a 2v4, times are tough here for Nemiga.
It's just so unfortunate. They're trying to set up into a ramp take, and they're running into a gamble stack, aren't they? 3 CTs out to ramp. And really, for Lollipop, 21k and Box, how do you bring this back? You've already got a player low HP. Nickelback's got eyes on Garage in case there's any split. And Forrester and Crad, they're keeping eyes onto Heaven in case a ramp comes into A.
Lackey playing in towards the control room as well, gives no diversity towards that lower site Dweg, and now the overextension has to be made, of course. You have to pressure for that first frag in a 2-on-4. Fortunately, Box will be facing into the jaws of a lower HP player, but Eurona's been taken down. Box, 1-on-4, all guns blazing for Entropiq. As we said, we needed to see that from Nemiga, and they fall short in the pistol. Any damage here will be good. No Kevlar, though. Dweg leaves him dead to right. Lucky to pick up the last, and pistol goes to the CT side.
Great stuff coming out for the Kakistanian of Lucky, playing on that ramp contact, being able to get a couple of kills before falling away, and even making the diversion, going down to that lower bomb site, being able to just try and help out, keep eyes on outside. And for Nemiga, entry kills just didn't really come in there at all. They got to a 2v3, they'd already given up so much of that information. Lollipop was pushed up too, down to just red HP. Entropiq gonna be going not up against a force buy. Nemiga go to themselves. We didn't get many kills, didn't get a bomb down, so let's just upgrade a couple of pistols. Let's not force it here.
Interesting to see. Statistically, Dweg, Nemiga are actually quite good with their pistols on this map. 56% of all pistols won here is quite a strong, a potent percentage to have. The problem is you lose the first round, as you mentioned. You go for a second. Nice 2-for-1 trade. You have gathered an M4A1S, but the cavalry of Nickelback has arrived. MP9 backstab. And Dweg for that, it will be a second on the board for Entropiq. As anticipated, rifles into round 3.
Just Lucky being able to get a couple of kills. Only 1 death coming through for the Entropiq side, so money really being farmed up. And for Nemiga, this is now when we're going to see the rifles out, where we're going to get the AKs. Now, without a bomb plant in either the first or the second round, it will mean the utility situation's quite limited. So JO is actually going to decide to go for the Galil, be able to get that extra bit of util forward, rather than being quite light.
Well, Entropiq still opt for sort of this bonus round investment. Couple of MP9 scouts still into the hands of Alien. Although the upgrade for the AWP most certainly wasn't there. Interesting to see, right? We don't see a FAMAS, we don't see the A1Ss brought forward. Like, they are playing simply for financial benefit, right? Keep that economy tight-knitted, keep it good enough, per se, to ensure that next round, should you lose this one, you have enough to invest. A little bit of utility drop towards outside. Nemiga opting for the triple smoke, maybe trying to fake that secret control, but the majority of players sticking towards lobby.
Seeing a lot of info plays by the city side. Notice how Alien's getting a flash outside to try and make the secret play of Lucky peek up. See nothing behind T-Red. Also re-smoke off Squeak Door. Before that, they check in. They don't see anything. Nemiga have got no outside control, and Lucky just gets a perfect timing. Peeks up, deals with Box. That's the outside lurk dealt with.
No trade. As you mentioned, the lurk is gone, so your frontal force is your only force. The quad stacked towards lobby. Forrester up close with the MP9. He knows close quarter engagements definitely do favour that SMG in this one. Scout of Alien won't find a tag, does get dinked up, only for a third of his HP. Able to slip away as well, Hidweg, so positions compromised again for the T side. Other than that, Entropiq still get away with that advantage. HP lead and the player lead.
They're desperate for a pick. They need some space. They need to catch one of the CT sleeping. They're so light on this utility. Idis Balance walking outside, not seeing anything. They've got to get a move on. It has to be a play to this lower bomb side.
Well, they are going to let go of the shift keys very shortly as the utility drops on forward, ensuring every angle is cleared, every nook and cranny is checked out. Alien, he'll spot one. He'll be here to pick up the first, though. That scout comes around. Nickelback overzealous with a rotate towards Secret. Good read from Idis Balance. Lackey here for one, though. M4A has to pepper down a second. And well, with 5 seconds to go, they have to plant the bomb. Denied. Lollipop pulls off. Forrester finds one more. They're going to hunt after time as well. Of course they are, but Lear able to hold on. Does he hold on for both? Yes, he does. 1 AK saved. Problem is, no money, no bomb plant. Immediate problems for that T side.
Of course, we're going to sit there and say typical CIS Counter-Strike, how slow that round is to that lower bomb side. And in terms of beating the rotations, they did really well. They found the opening pick. We also saw the way the IDIS Balance cut off Nickelback in from Secret. Lucky, though, they can't deal with him. IDIS Balance needs to get that trade immediately, and it just does not come through. That bomb doesn't get planted. Entropiq, now they've got the AWP out for Elian, and now they can start building up a streak.
See if they can make that economy thrive off the back of the poor performance or the poor start from Nemiga here. Minute 35, early doors. Interested to see that Forrester even takes the M4 to this location, Dweg. Usually close quarters, especially when you can hear those pistols. The SMGs could be a valid option as well for the T side into this fourth round. So overzealous in the beginning, but he is able to back away. Bit of a boost. I think, yep, just for the heaven spot. So now you're playing on the rafters. You have the height advantage as well. In the meantime, Nemiga taking a fancy towards outside.
Just walking with it, not making any noise. Now, they've gone for not a lot of smokes outsides in the past. They've gone for lurk plays, walkouts, and been punished. And Lucky just hoping to get a spam forward, not connecting onto anything. There is one player down at that lower bomb side. That's Nickelback with the SMG.
Elian post up for the AWP as well here as they come down Secret. They're going to be running right into the jaws. As we talked about, this Star AWP, the key factor for Entropiq so far within the group stage. And Jo, he might just be the first ragdoll on the T side. Waiting for the peak. Is there going to be a flashbang? No, of course. Elian pinpoint with the first shot. Has to repossess the angle. He tries to look for another. Has to look into Lear, but a good trade. That's the AWP given up as well here, Dweg.
Oh, Lucky. Oh, they don't quite pre-aim it. And that's the position that he can start wrapping into double doors. He's going to get in behind them. And even Nickelback's making a play. They don't have any idea.
Lucky, he's got the side swipe, finds one, drops the bomb as well. 20 seconds here, Dweg. They have to get a move on. I disbalanced to hit a no-scope from range. That's a lovely shot onto Crowd. Problem is, you still haven't picked up that bomb. A second frag comes in for the A1S, traded out by Lollipop. It's absolute carnage towards the lower side. 5 seconds to go, and you're still going for the plant, but numbers do override. And it's a 1-on-2 for Forrester. Can't find the frag, and Nemiga bounced back on a half-buy.
Oh my goodness, the star player at Lollipop really shows up, cracking heads with that deagle just when it matters the most. That is another round there, Retro, where they really run down the clock. Great wraparound plays, both from Nickelback and from Lackey. It doesn't really show up for a lot of success. Nickelback doesn't find anything. Lackey can't deny the bomb from going down. And for Nemiga, finally they crack it open, and look at what's happened to the economy. Entropiq, they're now forced on a buy-up. They've got no money to work with.
It's in shambles, limited utility as well, so you've got no advantage headed into this round. Nothing to delay, nothing to hinder. And Nemiga back to the old faithful. Outside smokes drop. This time a little deeper. Does sort of encourage players maybe to move forward. On occasion, we see that lurk towards Garage. Instead, though, Box, he's going to be the main man moving down towards this lower site. Does dip down through Secret. AK, first form of contact. Fortunately, Entropiq, no one here towards the lower site. So this bomb, it's going to be set down, and Entropiq now have to have the harsh decision. Do you save and try and reinvest these deagles and the pistols into the next round where maybe they can be more applicable and more aggressive? Or do you just go all guns blazing, try and keep that economy to a minimum on the T side as well?
I think it comes down to the early engagement. If they can get a pick in quickly, then you go for it. If not, when you're stacking quite a lot of players towards the upper bomb site and you get hit lower, there's not much you can do. And even in terms of pace, look at how much quicker this is from Nemiga. They're getting, what, 50 seconds on the clock, and they're finally being able to take the side. Lucky trying to see if he can move through one of the T-smokes out from that ramp entrance. This doesn't look good for Entropiq.
You mentioned how it did take a bit of time to see the bomb set down there. Caught with his pants down, and it will be serious damage, but I disbalance. He'll find first blood with that AWP. That could have been a big kill here, Dweg, to deny the plant as well. Limited time, but unfortunately an alternate universe dictates no more. 4 on 5. And well, yeah, you see Entropiq realizes you can't get the first frag. What are the chances that you can reinstate success in this one? Much more passive. Probably going to play for a couple of exits here, see if they can pick up rifles. It's going to be a second on the board here for Nemiga. Good response.
Nah, even Alien just getting caught off. IDIS Balance being posted with the AWP. Something that we do expect from IDIS Balance with the experience he brings is just consistency in a game that a lot matters. A lot is on the line here on Nuke. And to get their second Entropiq, they'll be able to have at least 3 players with some upgraded pistols, some Kevlar going into the next round, so they will have some of the upgrades. They won't buy much in and around it. And without being too negative to Lear, he has had a shocking event. The 5th worst rated player in the CIS RMR, 0.76 rating on average. He's turned it around. And that's what I love here for the youngster, is when pressure's on the most, he's top fragging for them.
Yeah, 6 and 3. Top of the whole scoreboard as well. I mean, Lucky 10 and 4 for the CT side is definitely a hot contender to that throne. Definitely going to be a back and forth swaying for this best of one so far. For now, though, Tweg, it's quite relaxed here for the Entropiq side, right? Lots of half Kevlar pistols saved, just going to try and do their best with the damage. Problem is, it's full force towards A. Early vent dive here. Nickelback, oh, he's found two with the 5-7. Through the smoke as well. The cheek to drop down vent. He's not done just yet. Scoops up that premium rifle. Now looks elsewhere. Nemiga suffering early doors.
What a great sequence. So Nemiga go for the nades for the upper rush and just getting the lurk smoke in for the vent dive. Dive down lower. The 5-7 is spamming away. Nickelback's even on the right read to dive. Pick up the AK. Lear is already getting tagged up. He's going to be a dead man. Jeez, this is falling apart.
A 2-on-4, and that's a couple of AKs that can be picked up as well here for the Entropiq side. AWP, position compromised. IDIS balance slowly making his way on him, wants to make his presence known, and he's going to have a mighty impact within round 6 here, Dweg, if he wants to find something. Unfortunate for him, though. Lackey, jiggle peeking towards heaven, got all the information he needs to see IDIS balance go towards secret, and now, waiting for them, is that AK of Nickelback in towards control room. It is worst case scenario here with 30 seconds to go.
This is very winnable, and even for Nickelback, if he could just get another 1-for-1, try and see if he could follow up even further. Back to the radio, headshot doesn't quite come in. It does allow time for the rotations at ramp.
Forrester scoops up an AK in the meantime as well. IDIS balance caught with the utility out. Forrester just found a kill. What's going on here, Dwayne? It's turned into absolute anarchy out towards B. And Entropiq, they dethroned the kings of round 6. Nemiga down by 2. And you lose a pistol round like that. Embarrassing stuff for the T side.
Oh, that's a real slap in the face, isn't it? That is some very unfortunate scenes out for Nemiga. They've got to be tied up. They've got to be able to make sure stuff like that does not happen again. You even see the way that Nickelback gets a couple of kills, dives down, stays alive for so long. And then for Lear, who's just playing behind the vent, he even gets caught off. He's not really able to do any continuous damage. Entropiq winning a round that they had no right to do so.
Well, Crad notices that squeaky door burn open. Oh, bit of a missed smoke, and in fact takes the tick to the molly. Lollipop should have his position dead to right here, and Crad knows he's playing with fire in this spot. Flashbang go over the top. Crad expecting the peak. Problem is he pulls away from the spam too early. Lollipop does get some serious damage, but not quite the kill. Even Stevens at the 120 mark.
Now, in an odd way, I almost wonder, was that maybe what he was trying to do? To give himself a one-way smoke, to give that element of surprise onto the squeak door player? Lackey just trying to see if he can fire some bullets out to ramp or IDIS balance. Thinking about making a watchable read on any of the CTs getting aggressive. Entropiq haven't really done that. They haven't had any lobby crunches. They haven't had anyone push hard out to squeak door in from ramp. Alien's got to be careful to push.
Well, here we go. Warp shot misses. He does somehow get away from that. It is impressive to see him slip back from that ramp spot. That is a kill Nemiga definitely wouldn't have wanted. 40 seconds. Entropiq, so passive. Lear's just gained complete control towards the hell position. Whether they want to go back up towards A through it, or if they just want to rotate back towards this upper site. Whole different story to be told. Crad, he'll find one. The opening frag with 30 seconds to go. 4 players. The Crab walk out towards A.
And now the smoke coming in behind closed vent. Crad's going to think about pushing through the smoke and gets read on by Jo. Lollipop 21k opens up. At least there's a trade by the utility. They've got to get this bomb down. It's still coming out from the vent's position. JO's so incredibly low. And now they even get a kill through that smoke in from main. The bomb will go down for Jo.
A 2-on-3 though. The numbers advantage for the Entropiq side. Here, he's got the read in on Alien's position, and well, that's brought back the numbers here. Dwayne, competitive to say the least. Lackey's taken tremendous amounts of damage. Nickelback nearly has the lineup though. Jo, a 1v2 on 29 points of health. Shimmies in, does find the first. Lackey's on low HP, drops the decoy. In fact, it was a flash. Caught blind, playing his time. Jo waiting patiently, jumps, Lackey pulls off the stick, now knowing it's not on. Lackey has to swing, does find the kill. Does he have the time? It's going to be close, but I think he just about has it. Entropiq by the skin of their teeth. Yes, just about a 5th on the board.
Oh, that is a close one. My goodness, Nemiga, they really scrambled them in that round. Entropiq were adamant that it was a lower take. They had 3 players down at the lower bomb site, an outside player as well. And once they get into that situation and then they realize, okay, they're actually hitting upper, wild stuff just happens. Crad just runs through the main smoke because he knows he's got to be able to get a 1-for-1 trade. He's got to try and stall them. And for Nemiga, unfortunately for JO, because he was so late coming out from Squeak Door, it meant they couldn't get that bomb down earlier. Great clutch as well coming through. Not quite getting one out by the Nemiga side. Tactical timeout in from Entropiq, realizing that was too close for comfort.
Do you know what? I always respect a team that can call a timeout when they know they're getting too ahead of themselves, even if they're in front, right? A very close called round, you're in a 1v2 situation, brought down to a 1v1, a single survivor for that CT side. And we talked about, at round 6, the economy was an absolute shambles. So heading into round 8, where success has been limited, yes, you've won both rounds. Problem is, that money still going to be dire. You see the immediate investment brought forward here, Dweg, but the problem is, should they lose this round, back to square one financially.
And Nemiga just know they've got to keep it tight in this first half. Entropiq have done very well on the CT side over the course of this RMR. Lollipop 21k going fast out of the gate, does catch a kill before getting traded quickly. And Box is trying to get some aggression outside for the split into A.
Well, he's been successful in doing so. Limited utility though, 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, that's all they've got to work with, but the rifles trump that of the utility. Entropiq, they're going to be caught completely off guard. Box, he faked towards the heaven play. Instead, they dip towards the lower side. Dweg, the bait and switch all in all. And well now, 2-on-4. Entropiq, what do? Do you want to go for the save? Do you even want to entertain the idea of a retake? Crad seems to be wanting to dip his toes in the water. Problem is, of course, numbers disadvantage, utility at a minimal. You can't really afford to go for this one. It's going to be a third on the ball for Nemiga.
I am loving this calling style from Box with just the change of pace. We saw in the early few rounds how slow Nemiga liked taking it on T-side. That one there, Lollipop 21k runs out from Squeak Door, takes that early fight before being traded. Box then does a very similar thing to the top of the hub position or top of main to be able to get that first pick. It's so quick out for Nemiga, diving down to that lower bomb side. And even these exit kills, they finally deal with Crad. That's more economical damage being done to the CTs.
Forrester, the only man to save the AWP. The bomb shall detonate for a third for the T side. Now, Dweg, this is where things get competitive, right? Nuke, we'd already talked about sort of the limited success that Nemiga have been having on this map. Talking about that 16-4 loss to Spirit, the 16-14 loss to Na'Vi. Third time's a charm so far. Yes, not in front, but sure as hell they've kept this competitive.
Now, this is what we want to see coming into the last day. Just really all hands on decks to just see how much further it can go on day 3 in terms of all the results and who's going to be coming out on top. Entropiq starting to have some difficulty just being able to maintain a good CT economy. Crad going to be able to molly off towards Squeak Door very early on, have some anti-rush nades, not allow that pace to come out again.
They realised the threat that Nemiga had overpowered them with in the previous, and well, a pick of their own this time. Entropiq, they'll pick up the first. Lollipop 21k no more. That AWP gone. Problem is, Elian, bit of a misstep. They do want to get him back up in the meantime. Forrester, he's going to be holding aggressive towards the mini spot here, Dweg. It's really aggressive from Entropiq, but it's worked out in their favour.
He's lucky that he was able to not get timing on that and actually get back up to heaven. Great wrap outside from Lear, and now Box being able to do damage. Nickelback will be able to get a trade, and now Nemiga can slow it down. They've got ramp control, they've got outside presence, and they're just baiting mistakes of overly aggressive peaks from the CTs.
Forrester, he's forced to the death screen. Nickelback as well, trying to get aggressive here. Holding with the AK, taking a lot of damage and losing that fight. Forfeits another rifle to the wrong hands as well. Entropiq, they now rely on Crad to hold this upper side. Pinch in, Crad. Oh, position compromised, but Box able to do it on the second attempt. The spray works out. Now Nickelback, 40 points of health. 1-on-2, running up towards Secret. These two players running towards outside. Will he anticipate it? Yes, he will. And the bomb's dropped as well.
Oh my goodness, he's gonna put a smoke down. Joe's gonna have to run through it. Oh no! Jo actually wins the fight running through the main smoke. What a shot to come out for Jo. That was really the only way he could have won that round. The time was low, the bomb was dropped. What a wide swing this is. Jeez.
Confidence, mate. Confidence is what that was. Nemiga take their tally to 4. But talking about competitiveness of these rounds, right, that was Entropiq's force buy. They didn't really have the best of opportunity. You talk about that single AWP save from Forrester in the previous to bring Alien success for the first, but that was it. The save really voided off the back of that initial frag. Nemiga up to 4, looking at a 5th as well, since Entropiq are down to those USPs. Problems start to occur for this CT side. If you can't gain momentum quick enough here, this map could spiral out of control.
For Entropiq, they started T-side on Nuke against Akuma and on Ave, and they got 6 rounds against Akuma and 5 against Ave. So it does kind of think to yourself, they've got to be looking at 9 or 10 rounds on this first half if they really want to try and keep it close, if they want to get it over the line in the second. And for Nemiga, they are almost going to tie up the scoreline and a chance to start building a lead.
Talk about how close this matchup has been. Bearing in mind, of the 3 maps prior, well, of the 4 maps prior to being played to this one today, Dweg, Entropiq have played this 3 times, admittedly only losing one against Na'Vi. Okuma and RV 16-13, the both of them. This one seems a lot more competitive, though. Execute out towards the A side. Crad, he's not going to be checked. Problem is that USP only good for 1. In fact, a second. How is he still not being checked? They don't know his position. He finally will fall, but my oh my, that could have been so scary. Talk about a bit of a fumble there, Dweg. The USP James Bond style.
How has he not been checked for so long? They had no idea where those kills were coming in from. Eventually, they get it done. Eventually. And, well, they only lose a couple of players. 5-5, Nemiga. They're doing some work here on T side. They're making themselves very unreadable. They've got a lot of variation, a lot of difference in terms of their aggression and even their passiveness. And for Elian, the guy that we always hype in, game out, hasn't had a chance of finding many picks with the orb.
Something to note as well, all times bar the Spirit game, Entropiq have taken the opposing team to double digits here on the CT side, which is another factor you've got to think of, right? We're tied game in 10 rounds. Realistically, if you want to keep that streak of double digits to success, then you've got to win the remaining 5. Problem is, that Molly forces it forward. The A1S and Crad offering knocks down, but only doing half as much as he did to Lucky. A 5-on-4 here for Nemiga.
And now they're starting to really find momentum. They're starting to win a lot of these opening fights. They're playing with a lot of confidence. And now they've got so many opportunities. 5-on-4, plenty of utility, so much time left. Start scrambling the CT. Start seeing if you can bait out a mistake. And just keep an eye over on that HUD of just how low the utility is for Entropiq. They've got a flash and a smoke. That's it. And even Forrest has been dealt with.
It's worrying times for the full investment. Crad takes the wide swing. Lollipop takes some damage, but a 3rd kill and no response here for Entropiq. Cost them majorly here. Nickelback able to try and keep things competitive in a 2-on-4, but an AWP and an M4 on a retake on the A side. Dweg, highly unlikely. Entropiq, they note this. They're going to move away to save both players towards CT spawn, and the T side take the lead here, Dweg. I can't stress how important this is. Nemiga are up on Nuke. The 2 times we saw it against Spirit and Na'Vi was a more one-sided affair for the Spirit side, but on the T side of things, Nemiga averaged 5 rounds. The fact that they've taken 6 here, and, you know, the complications in Group A, pressure starting to build up for Entropiq here, because it means so much to them.
Yeah, against that Spirit game, we know that they got into the second half after having a poor T side and just got swept. Just didn't even have an opportunity to show any sort of life. At least a chance to turn things around. Entropiq, no kits in that one. And once they started losing the advantages, once Forrester really fell out from Squeak Door, things just fell apart incredibly quickly. They had to hold on to the weapons. Nemiga starting to build up a streak. And I'm noticing too, just with the kill distribution, it's a bit tighter for Nemiga. Everyone's finding impact, everyone's showing up. Where for Entropiq, Lucky was really up there early on. Nickelback is too. Crad, Forrester, and Elian, even when they've had the weapons, haven't had that same level of success.
You talk about it. So far, Entropiq, the 2-star players on this map were Elian and Forrester, holding a 1.17 and a 1.15 HLTV rating, respectively, across this tournament so far. Dweg, problem is we're not seeing the same potency from these 2 players. It's Nickelback, really, that has been stepping up for them. No Elian, no Forrester to be seen just yet. An AWP rogue investment made into this one, of course, from the save in the previous. We need to see some real star success from him in near future, effectively, to see Entropiq hit those double digits, or even now, a maximum of 9.
At least he's got the positioning down at this lower bomb site. Dry peek, no flash, no nothing. Gets back out to double doors. And now we can see some rotates from the ramp players if they want to help them out. Nemiga realizing the orb's posted. You know what? Let's just get out of secret, or at least slow it down. Stop playing the mind games.
Or do they? Bomb's been dropped back down here. Nemiga seem confident they want to go towards this lower site. As you mentioned, into the jaws of that AWP save. Nickelback's M4 currently located towards the upper site, but a quick rotate down from Vent could spell disaster. Fortunately, they do keep him towards the upper site because Lollipop 21k, he's been clearing out Garage in the meantime, making sure that CT presence unknown. And Entropiq, now they have to read into this round. Yes, you've got the early frag. Yes, you've got the early opportunities, but a second frag, that's blood in the water.
Great information gathering out for Nickelback, just jiggling out, seeing players outside, and look at how many players they got to defend this upper bomb side. At least Idis Balance gets an entry.
A1S gone as well. Elian, he's able to respond with the AWP. Nice flank from Lollipop in towards Heaven. Does he expect Lackey? Yes! Turns around for the frag. Idis Balance a third. And this round, quick to crumble as Lollipop will pick up the last. 2 survivors kept competitive by Entropiq. A full investment made in this one. Dweg, we really need to start seeing change from the CT side.
Yeah, great round from Lollipop 21k, even when the timer was low, being able to come up with a multitude of frags. And he's a guy that's been a part of this team for over 3 years now, a very long time on this Nemigan side. And honestly, he was a guy that in the tournament is 4th highest damage per round to almost 90. So we knew that going into this game against Entropiq, he had to step up, and he's been doing so in a big way.
I'm going to be giving this one a good stab here. And there you go. Full investment. No AWP this time. It's the rifles to try and trump Entropiq's recent success. It has been limited. It really has been. Losing the last few rounds in a row here, Dweg, has spelt disaster for them. Idis Balance, aggressive. Right eye peek, still can't find the frag. It's Forrester that redips into this gunfight, finds the first frag. 4 on 5. Liz been tagged up to half as well. Probably worst case scenario here for Nemiga. No kills, and the damage on a couple of these players, even extending the advantage the CT side has.
Yeah, there's a walk down to this lower bomb site for Box. Look at how up close and personal he is to Elliot. And then trying to bait him. That's a great adjustment in from Jo, getting that AWP to fire through, and now trying to see if they can take lower.
A 3 on 3. Nice flank from Lackey, catching off Jo. Crad, will he realise Lear's in towards the squeaky door? He's going to call this upper site clear. And this allowed Box to come up. Smoke going to be deployed. Problem is that fumbles the plan ever so slightly. You see quite quickly. Crad, head position changes, more from the lower site and now to the upper. Taps down one, bomb dropped as well. Nemiga, all eyes on Box. A 1 on 3, 35 seconds. Problem is, time and player count are constrained.
Oh, great read in from Crad. It seems like it was going the wrong way, didn't it? When he started aggressing forward, he looked over the squeak door and then went ramp. And you think to yourself, oh, that's the wrong call. They're going to be able to say, oh, upper bomb site's clear. We're going to backstab him into lower. And then he pulls his attention back over. He's able to catch the timing, drop that bomb, finish up with a triple. And Entropiq, that round, it breaks the streak. And it also just means that Nemiga don't really have an opportunity of really extending this lead on T side.
The economy in arm's reach as well here, Dweg. Something to note is that T-side economy really isn't looking too fruitful. A couple of these players, yes, you have the investment, but you look at Box, Lollipop, and Liv, and Jo, in fact, all 4 players sitting below that $2,000 mark. Great spam from Lollipop to catch Lackey. A second frag extended to Nickelback. It all kicks off in the early stages of this penultimate round.
Jeez, there's so much firing going on. Spam for so many of those lobby players, and it finally goes back the other way. It's not quite a kill. Box is low. Lollipop 21k is low. Nemiga, they've got a 5 on 3. They've got so much time to work with.
As you mentioned, 1 minute and 15. A 5 on 3. A couple of these players, yes, they are low, but numbers advantage. We always talk about being the key point in any round of any map, especially on Nuke. It is something that can be quite quickly abused. Nice kill from Forrester. Drops the nade in as well to try and extend that HP lead. Nothing found just yet. Entropiq.
Oh, outside. Look at where Crad is, mate. If they don't clear this, he could get a double, right? He could easily get a double. It all comes down to timing.
Oh, he's going for the jiggle. Will he have to read? He actually, in fact, goes for the oppression. Drops one in the bomb, and he knows it's been picked up, but he doesn't overstay his welcome. Really smart trigger play there, realizing he can't overstay. Backs away to find a second. Bomb dropped as well. 30 seconds. It's turned to chaos here for Nemiga.
Oh, he's playing in the smoke, and he even drops the bomb again. What a round from Crad. Idis Balance is thinking to himself, guys, what is going on? I'm the last one left. Have you all died to Crad? Have you all given up individual fights? And Crad could even be on for slightly more out in the open. A massive round coming through from Crad. And the 22-year-old really shows up. That's probably play of the day, I want to say. That was sick.
And the influence it has on this half as well, right? We talked about how low that Nemiga money is. Of course you invest into the last round. Look at that utility. Lollipop with nothing in his back pocket. Tech9's even being brought forward to this last round. Nothing for Nemiga. On the bright side, we talk about the decent starts they've had on the CT side, right? They averaged around 6-7 rounds on this T side in previous games in this RMR so far. For Entropiq, we needed to see double digits. This is going to be a close game.
Crowd even hearing some of the footsteps outside. It's only one player. It's only Box to try and draw the attention. He hasn't taken any damage. This Tech9 needs to try and open up. And Lollipop's trying to see if he can bait into a rotation rotation, get down into that vent position. Forrester aggressive, what a crack angle that is.
Beautiful first frag, no response for Nemiga. Drops a smoke as well in the faces of the Sweden players. Even more restricted. Handcuffed down to this lobby angle effectively. You have got a player, a lurk player in towards the lower side. I've just clocked Box. He's nowhere to be seen because he's by double door. Isn't quite an influential angle. However, how he uses it could be the determining factor coming up the vents. I disbalance to find one. Now the crunch towards A could begin.
Even for Crad, can't expose himself out to this vent angle. Otherwise, that opens up the opportunity of Box coming through. Just trying to see if they can work the map control. And Crad's still aggressive out from the other side of Hut. And for Nemiga, if they want to go lower, they have to go in for a silent walk into the vent dive.
Taking their time. Nemiga. Numbers aren't quite on their side, neither is the weaponry, but instead of dipping towards the lower site, they take the bomb with them. All of the players now overpowering. Lackey in the back corner finds a second. That's big damage. 25 seconds. The bomb still can be set down by Lear. The young gun still in the round. Alongside I disbalance. Is half health though, 3 on 2.
Oh, this kill could be everything. Minus balance in the backlines. Lee just has to stay alive. Alien turns around, and now it comes back into a 2v2. CT still on rotate, not out from ramp.
Well, Crad, he's in towards the single door, drops the molly in towards the dark angle, can't afford to give up control for it. Nickelback swings in, yes he can find the kill, extended for the second, and Entropiq, they take 8.
That's a great performance out from Entropiq. 8-7 at the turn of the half. Let's see if they can come back after this break.
Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night and never day. Even when I wash the floor, the dust still comes. Keep on hunting for the bread. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm. Far from calm, I know you feel me, brother. Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night, it's never day. Even when I watch the floor, the dust will come. Keep on hunting for the prey. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm. Far from calm, I know you feel me, brother.
Well, all hands are on deck here going into the second half to see if Entropiq can still keep moving forward or Nemiga are going to be hot on their tails. It's been a first close half. Let's see if the second's the same.
Entropiq opting for the single smoke flash. Krad, the man to hold it. Forrester has got a decoy. Interested to see how this one goes. Minute and 35, Entropiq. They play contact towards outside. Deep smoke in towards that mini position. Flashbang sent over the top box to find the first.
And they lose that lurk straight away, so now the outside movement really needs to step it up. Being able to get a goose down, and Nickelback's just going to run through, even do further damage onto the ramp player, see if he can follow up with a second. And for Entropiq, they've got options. They can go ramp, even start going up to heaven on A.
Peek in, Nickelback. Oh, the Glock inaccuracy at range is always a problem. J.O.'s found another 4-on-3. Nice shot from Nickelback, finds the head of one. Needs to tap away, low ammunition. Krad to recover. It's a 2-on-3. Entropiq have spun this one around.
Jeez, what is going on? We're seeing so many fights in from Entropiq, and finally they start bringing that bomb up to the upper bomb side. In terms of defenders, there's nothing here. Lollipop out from the vent position being heard by Elian. P250 struggling to get that kill forward. Nickelback's going to peek on the contact. Lollipop still gets away with one.
Bomb plant 1-on-2. Box has been caught out by Alien's P250. Respectable start. Entropiq take the pistol. Now we start to see the gap being created. That CT side economy never looking too good when you lose that pistol dweg. And so options minimal. Of course you invest into this one to try and take down Entropiq early doors. Cut the circulation of success. Problem is, losing this round, Entropiq go double digits. Probably looking at 11 before that investment made.
And just trying to break that round down, it's just so wild. The amount of pace they had, the way they got into lockers, the way they kept fighting ramp, and then eventually went back up to the upper bomb site and even had Alien to try and cut the rotation out from that squeak door position. Really see that they had an idea of what they wanted to achieve and just went with it. Nemiga thinking about starting to make some aggressive moves, get up close and personal. Want to see what this shotgun's going to be made of.
Unfortunately, it's not going to have much potency towards outside. Where it is, though, might just be so here. Dweg tucked in towards the secret angle. Lots of damage taken by J.O. as he fires through the smokes. Mag 7 finds one, finds nearly a second, not quite. The damage done to Alien dropped to 15 points of health. Poised for this MP9.
That might be enough, though. The shotgun, the peak comes through, and not another kill gets established. And now for Entropiq, they can start slowing this down, start baiting in the rotation, start scrambling the CTs. Because really, for Nemiga, this doesn't look that winnable. You've got two players down to that lower bomb site. Forrester's waiting for a wraparound, any kind of info play and an aggressive move from the CTs, which is going on with at least one of Lear. J.O. just waiting for some sort of walk. It gets very silent.
Entropiq, no, they slow down the pace here. They have a great chance at the later stages. But the problem is, when do you make that step? When do you forget about silence and play for the deadly approach, the clinical one towards the lower site? It's the final 30 seconds of the round. iDisbalance posted up with an MP9. The other two players towards the upper site, though. So Entropiq have gambled correctly. Problem is flushing out that MP9.
Well, they haven't gamble stacked at lower. Rotations are going to be slow. iDisbalance needs a couple.
Well, finds one. Only good for the one, though. Bob drops 10 seconds to go. Krad scoops it up, moves towards the default plant, get it tucked in the corner towards double door. And, well, I think this is going to be a 10th on the board quite quickly here. Can J.O. scramble for a rifle, a dropped SMG, just something maybe to bring into the next? Highly, highly unlikely. For now, promising for Entropiq, right? We see this second round. Quite a convincing one. Couple of casualties, yes, but that's not the main problem. The focus is winning those rounds that they have.
And everyone knows their parents say, gotta eat everything on your plate. You can't leave anything, right? When I look at CIS Counter-Strike, they take it all. You've given themselves all this time to work with. They're not going to rush her. They're not going to make aggressive plays and get the round over and done with. They're going to use every single second possible.
J.O. draining those last seconds, holding aggressively for an exit. Who faces into him, though? That's the real story. No one. It's silent. J.O. anticipating the peak, anticipating the exit. Won't get a single point of damage done post-bomb explosion. 10-7 here. Entropiq are in front, and an eco required for Nemiga heading into this one. In fact, it's a half buy. Lollipop's dipped down to 1.3k. iDisbalance has kept a bit of money. I think this is a bit too aggressive, in my opinion. Nemiga, I think they've just got to hold on to their dollars.
Yeah, they're actually buying quite heavy into this one. We saw even in that last round, the way that Lear's playing out from Squeak Door. As soon as iDisbalance gets that contact peak from Radio Room, the swing comes in, and Elian's just waiting for that vent drop. Entropiq just working the rotations, trying to see if they can mimic Nemiga to fall to their traps. And Forrester, a guy that we normally look at in terms of high consistency, and a guy that Entropiq normally rely on to get them forward to a lot of their victories, isn't actually the man for them today.
Alien in the last 3 months with a 1.21 HLTV rating across all official matches is quite the high point, Dweg. We talk about it usually being sort of a 1.1, 1.15, very respectable. The man goes above and beyond. Box in this round needs to do the same. Nice bit of damage, caught in the molly, has to swing towards the double door. Problem is as well, he's actually double dipped back into this one. Grad's got to be careful, he could lose his head as well. 5-7 in accuracy is going to cost him even more HP, but a 5-on-4.
That was very cheeky for Box to try and catch them off guard. Now starting to bring a few more players to that lower bomb site. Alien waiting for the Ventrov to come in for that Galil of Jo. Nemiga aren't moving all that often. And even Idis Balance is trying to keep eyes on that upper bomb site outside, just seeing if there is any lurk play into Garage.
Giving it a good go. Idis Balance from heaven. Does he get overzealous with the peak? Yes, he does. So much information gathered. He notices 2 players towards Garage right now. Nickelback, he's actually made his way up. The first man in with the bomb. Problem is, Deagle up close. That's the bomb drop. Crab now has to wait. 20 seconds to go. Max 10 retrieve. Pulls it out at the wrong time. Costs him his life, but you've got the cavalry. Jo on the site with a Galil. 13 seconds. They've got to pressure forward. He's caught blind. Alien goes down. Box finds another. And Nemiga, I doubted the half buy, but it comes up tenfold to that of Entropiq. It's an 8th on the board for the CT side.
Oh, just another eco victory coming through in this opening best of 1. And, well, maybe that's why we saw that extra investment, Retro. That's why we saw Lollipop 21k buying down ever so slightly. Even for Idis Balance, notice the position he's holding. He's almost playing anti-flash, that when that flash comes in for the Heaven player to peek, he's not getting blinded at all, gets that 1-for-1 trade, and when that bomb gets dropped, with the time of where it is, all it comes down to is the Nemiga just holding on the side, and if they can stay alive, they'll win the round.
Grenade dipped in towards outside, unsuccessful as the blue box eats the majority of the shrapnel. Nemiga. They're taking their time in this round, very passive. Looking towards outside here, Box posed up towards the ice cube. Alien, he drops down from the silo, going to try and assist his teammates. Nickelback, one single shot from the A1S has done enough damage. Problem is, Jo, he's only got a Galil from this spot. Krad's to find the first. Nice trade for the Galil player. He's still touching vents. Nickelback going aggressive. Expects the right side peek. Dips in from the left. Jo found a second frag. No way does he go aggressive for more. Lollipop's found another. The force investment here for Entropiq going from bad to worse as Lollipop picks up another 2. Krad in a 1-on-4 has successfully retrieved a second frag as well. Intense stuff, bomb in hand.
Ooh, he's trying to see if he can get them to rotate, see if he can force out some further fights. He's got a lot of time to work with. Now, that Incendiary is going to slow it down out from Vent. Does he know about the secret player? Oh, the idea that Lollipop 21k is coming in, but the fight doesn't get one out. A great hold down at that lower bomb site from Jo. Lollipop as well being able to get 3 kills, and Entropiq just not being able to bring more numbers forward in that clutch situation.
10-9. And you've got to just commend Jo for his positioning here. The amount of time he burns just sticking in towards the vent. Nickelback, the second casualty to the round. Good attempt from Krad. You've got to give an NT for that one there, Dweg. You know, definitely gave it a good go. Problem was, of course, Lollipop from behind. Unfortunate spray, but Krad falls at the 3rd hurdle. It's 10-9 heading into this one. Entropiq, 4 Glocks and a P250. Couple of flashbangs, a Hail Mary round towards outside.
Now, even for Box, just got to try and make sure he's evading as many of those flashes as possible. Hearing the footsteps outside, and we'll deal with that early contact. Jo peeking on him as well. It's only a Glock round. There's not really any upgrades to come in, so that goes as well as it should do.
See if they can find any damage towards the later stages. Krad peppered down to the hands of that A1S. Nickelback is in towards the vent. Problem is, of course, he's on his own. He's going to be sought after. Nice dink. Jo eats a lot of bullets to the Kevlar, but, you know, saves him in that sense. Nemiga, double digits. It's 10-all here, Dweg. And a buy round, most probably into round 21, determines the influence Entropiq have in these future rounds.
Yeah, this is close. Very tight. And honestly, this streak coming forward, we haven't seen Entropiq be able to find really much at all other than when they got up to that 10-7 scoreline. So 3 rounds in a row for Nemiga. Starting to see money get farmed up. A lot of players with a decent amount of cash behind them for this CT.
Trying to dip in that early grenade to do the damage. Lucky, too smart to read into it and will not take anything for it. Alien lining up his utility. Seems to be the lobby play here for Entropiq is for the fast A play. Couple of mollies set up. The smokes as well, I can only imagine, to enhance their chances of taking this site initially. Alien Molly equipped, he'll drop it down. Jo got to be careful from this position. Is tucked in towards the heaven spot, but actually it's the ramp player. 1-for-1 trade. AWP of Disbalance will find one. Sight set on the bomb as well. A second frag for the AWP. Knows his worth, backs away. Somehow tucks into cover, peeks in. Can't find the third, but the damage done. Forrester and Lackey against 4.
Even just trying to walk out to this upper bomb site needs to deal with Lollipop 21k. The timing, I'm pretty sure he saw him, so they can bring that bomb back in. They know that he's gone out towards Squeak Door. Easy fight for Lackey to win. What can they do getting that bomb down? Because Box is going to be quick to be able to wrap in from lobby.
Do they expect that wrap is the question, though. Nice peek from Jo. He's found the frag. Lackey gone. Forrester, a 1-on-2. The flashbang unsuccessful. He knows there's a player towards outside, but the second player of Box, he's got to be cautious. 4, and well, falls at the first hurdle. You'd have thought maybe the peek from outside would have gotten him the round. Instead, Box's harsh flank wins them the 11th. Nemiga, they take the lead here. Dweg starting to get a little worried now for Entropiq, because of course, we talked about this in the pre-game. However the A-stream's going right now, the chances of that sort of matchup, should Spirit win, that's Entropiq's lifeline in this RMR, and possibly even the Major gone as well.
There was a lot going on in that round for Entropiq. So they went for the outside wall of smokes as a fake. They didn't even have a lurk outside. Then they faked the upper bomb site for a quick AXE, and then dive into ramp, and it was well read and achieved from Nemiga. And just see Idis balancing from hell. He's not getting flashed. He's not getting mollied. The smoke just doesn't come in at all. It's only after he gets a couple of kills that finishing blow of the flash that comes in for Forrester is able to get that trade kill. Tactical coming through from Entropiq. Gotta wonder what Nickelback is saying to the team. Because, again, you have a look at the numbers. You have a look at the amount of CT rounds we've seen from Entropiq over the course of this RMR. They didn't quite get the same numbers this time around.
Idis balances AWP, definitely put a spanner in the works on Entropiq's play towards ramp. Lackey, great opportunity towards the A site there, really evening things out. Forrester couldn't quite find the 1v2. At least the bomb set down to it. We talk about the influence the bomb plant has in terms of finances. You think $800 per player, all 5 players getting it. So the availability in this round to bring forward some utility, get some upgraded pistols, find the chances is there. The AWP up tenfold to that of the Tech 9. First frag found for Nemiga.
Idis Balance being able to start really getting these shots in, and even got a teammate to try and work with him outside of box. Entropiq thinking about just walking down to that secret position, just working with those smokes outside. They'd love a pick. Love sort of an advantage into this round.
Whether they can find it or not though, Dweg, a whole different story. Grenade dipped in deep towards lobby. Smoke going to be thrown out. The flashbang as well. Are they going to go for a fake of a vent drop here of some sort? Well, no. They don't even attempt to send a player down. Instead, it's these lower players that Lit has to be careful for. A peek from both sides. Idis balance with one. Nickelback to trade. The AWP's position's been revealed as well. A 4-on-3. Yes, problem is, nice dink there for the M4A1S. 4-on-3. Yes, admittedly, Nemiga have the man advantage, but the bomb has slipped down towards this lower side. Jo to read into it though.
Oh, good fake, though. They get the bomb down, and Nickelback's been able to get the cross, been able to pick up an M4. Is this winnable? It's still a difficult situation to pull off.
Alien has to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Yes, Nickelback has the M4A1MS, but the limited HP definitely puts them dead to right. Alien, his position revealed. Nice first shot. Dips in towards the blue box as well. The M4A1S of Lollipop has found a frag. Oh, Alien finds another. If he can find the third, it's big. He's got one bullet left. He can't quite find it. Lollipop saves the day. Oh, that clutch would have been one for the ages if Entropiq had been on the receiving end of a victory there, but it's the defuse that gives Nemiga 12. However, having said that, that was a half buy for Entropiq. They have plenty of cash into this round.
Yeah, when you actually think about the level of investment, you can be happy to an extent. That was a great way of being able to sandwich in the ramp player of Lear. Where does he look? Top, bottom, you're stuck in the middle. Even Nickelback is able to catch off Jo. Alien doing as much damage as possible with his deagle from the back of the default position. Doesn't get a lot of assistance from Nickelback in the post plant, and eventually Lollipop 21k delivers again. Another huge round from him. Nemiga up to 12. They're getting closer and closer to victory now, Retro.
Talk about Nemiga being an optimal team, one that has been through thick and thin with this map in this RMR so far. 2 times played, 2 losses. Actually, 2 kings of this first group. Group A, of course, Spirit and Na'Vi. Take them down, a close there, 16-14 on Nuke. And maybe that experience against the best in the world, Hidweg, has taught them a couple of lessons. Valuable time, of course, between days. You only get 1 day of prep between each one, effectively. Have they gone back and watched that demo? Absolutely so. We see signs of life. We see improvements made in Nemiga in this round. Should they win, Entropiq, minimal money to rely on. No backbone really on this T side. It just boils down to this one to see if Nemiga can take 13 and quite possibly even 14.
Even just the pixel angle being held from Lear, that as soon as he hears that AWP fire, get out of the way, re-smoke, stop that cancel of the rush into that ramp room. And for Entropiq, it does just seem as if it's going to be an upper take. Get some mollies and some smokes into that upper bomb site, flashes over the top. They've got no lurks. It has to be the commitment.
Well, they're going to try and dip in towards the lobby crunch. Whether Lollipop can hold on or if Lackey can prevail is a whole different story. That's the bomb drop. 30 seconds to go. That is the retrieval. Crowd able to pick it up. A second frag found for Lollipop. Extended damage done to a third. And the AWP of Ivy's balance to arrive. He's going to be holding down. Fires blindly through the smoke. Flashbang. Tossed in behind. 3 on 4. Influence to tag Forest even more. And a very nice shot from Ivy's balance. Lear to follow up. And a third, in fact, for them. What a round for the Starman on ramp, and a great shot for Idis Balance. Nemiga 13, and the money here for Entropiq warrants one more investment before things go from bad to worse.
Now, one thing you have to remember is we saw a head-to-head between Entropiq and Nemiga in the FunSpark Ulti event that went into overtime. That was that win to come through for Nemiga. 22-18 was the last time we saw them on Nuke play each other. Nemiga trying to see if they can replicate that result in a better way. Entropiq, they're running out of room. They're running out of breaking this streak. This has now turned into 6 in a row for Nemiga.
Nice shot. That's the AWP of Idis Balance to kick things off. How many times have we seen Entropiq lose before on 5 Hidweg? I mean, the majority of these rounds, they've been conceding that early man, and it's a costly factor. Prevalent in this round more than ever. That's one of the star players for this map gone. Third fragging, middle of the table. Nickelback and Crad, the top 2. They are still alive. Problem is, look at the utility as well for the T side. 3 flashbangs to aid them in a minute and 15 of action just isn't good enough.
And what's crazy as well is it's actually the 2 highest fraggers that are giving the majority of the opening kills. Those early advantages. We're seeing a lot of plays from Lollipop 21k on the upper bomb site looking into Squeak Door, and Idis Balance is moving around a lot. He's playing Heaven, he's playing Ramp, he's playing over towards outside. Entropiq, they're so limited on the utility. All they've got is flashes to get into A.
Well, they're going to give it their best shot. Numbers advantage. And of course, so much utility in favor of that CT side that the chances here are minimal. Alien to keep things competitive. 4 on 3. Idis Balance is going to be challenged for the AK outside. Does slip in towards Garage. Whether that's going to go detected or not for Nemiga will lead to be told. And oh, Jo, lovely lineup. Double kill. And Alien 1 on 4. No chance in this one. Nemiga on par for 14 Hidweg. Who would have thought Entropiq would be at the receiving end of a defeat like this? So far, they're not done just yet, but 4 rounds in a row to tie things up now. That is such a harsh climate, and the money isn't looking good for them either.
And this is a slapping, honestly. Yeah, it's relatively close. Alien just trying to hold on to that rifle. It doesn't happen at all. What you have to remember is Entropiq won both pistols and both conversions. They got off to a 3-0 start in that first half. They got off to a 2-0 start in the second. When we actually get into the rifle rounds, they have not had a lot of success at all. They haven't had much success in the second half. 7 in a row coming through with Nemiga, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
The saving grace, it seems to be. Timeout called. 1 more left in the back pocket for Entropiq. And you can see desperation in this buy here, Dweg. Double Galil, 1 Mac 10. Interesting to see what Alien and Nickelback bring forward. It is 2 AKs. Problem is, mate, that's just not going to be good enough to match up to the single AWP setup. In fact, not even to match up the 2 AKs brought forward for the CT side. Man, glaring problems here for Entropiq. We need change now. Otherwise, they could face defeat in this game.
And Nemiga, all about keeping pressure on. And for Entropiq, what have they really got left in the tank? We still haven't seen much from some of the star players, the higher ones up on the board of Forrester and of Elliot. Oh, quick play. This could be a rush to upper.
Well, they're going to give it a good shot. It's 2 kills, in fact 3 in favour for the CT side. North doing God's work, and well, Lollipop and Box to find the last 15-10 Hidweg. And I think it's safe to say, communally, we shake our heads in disappointment. Entropiq 1 more round from losing this best of 1. Glaring problems here, it seems to be. Relying now on the A-Stream game to see if they keep their chances here in the top 3.
Yeah, this is getting ridiculous. Just how dominant this looks from Nemiga and how switched on they were for the protocol of they might have an upper rush. So much anti-rush nades out to that squeak door doing plenty of damage. Everyone being in the right positions at the right time and holding so many of those AKs forward round after round.
The last of the game, Elian. He's got the AWP, but the sacrifice is zero utility effectively on this Entropiq side. A single smoke. That's it to work with here, Dweg, for the remaining minute 30. Talk about desperation. Jo dipping the grenade in. Forrester, will he take a bit of damage? Yes, he will. Subtracting 30 from his bar. Minute and 18 to go. Taking their sweet, sweet time. But Nemiga overpowering in buys, overpowering in utility. And on the CT side, look, an unstoppable force. Pixel angle played by Lear. He drops the smoke, tries to slow them down, but the pressure has to be in. Bomb goes in first, as you mentioned. 4 on 5. This is worst case scenario here for Entropiq. That's poor.
Yeah, that is. That's sloppiness coming through, and now they've just got no util. They've got to run through the ramp smoker. This is awful. This is them just getting completely picked apart. No one has landed an entry. Complete bomb control. Notice how many CTs are now at ramp.
The beginning of the end. AWP of Elian not to strike Forrester with it all to do. A 1 versus 5. 35 seconds on the clock, and he walks into the jaws of Lear. 18 and 18. He finishes level with an ace in the last